Welcome back. Let's talk about food. I will be joined on the program by the chairman of Mile 12 Market, Mr. Shehu Jibril. He joins us virtually. Mr. Jibril, thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thank you. You're welcome, sir.
Okay, so there's been for the data, for people who follow data, numbers, inflation is for food inflation for August is now 21.87, for the people who like to talk numbers like us. But we're checking in on you to know what the reality is in terms of the prices of food. So we're literally going to do market survey with you or commodity survey with you this morning. So let's start with what the prices of food have looked like since the beginning of the year till now. Now we're in the harvest season and it's getting even more better with the harvest season.
Yeah, yes, what you said is right. Can you hear me?
Yes, please, go ahead.
Yeah, what you said is right. Food prices are coming down and vertically people are enjoying the situation now. And then if everything continues like this till the harvest time, I'm sure Nigeria will be pretty fine. But there are a lot of things that people also need to understand. It's two ways. One from the government angle, other one from the people, the Nigerians. Between you and I, you know that food item is down, is a bit down, very, very low even now compared to, say, 2, 3, 4 months back. The issue we have now is people who are benefiting from this directly are people who are purchasing the food items from the market to their houses, like people who cook the food themselves. But if you go to restaurants, the hotels, they did not reduce the price and they've reduced the portions of the food they serve. Automatically, they are not making life easy for people. Like for instance, if you come to my job market or any other market, you purchase these food items at a cheaper price, you go home and cook them. For instance, if you are spending 100,000 naira for your food, now you are spending 50,000 naira. Fine for you. But for people who are selling, the vendors, the restaurants, they are the people making life very difficult, and there's need for us to rebuild them. The portion of what they sell still remain, and the price still is high. You cannot go to any restaurant that they are selling food at the rate of 1,000 naira or 2,000 naira. Now that the food price is down, they are not selling it at 1,000 naira. They still remain at 2,005, whereas the food is down, and at the same time, the portions still remain very small. So how do you address those issues? Is that federal government too? I think there's need for federal government to holistically move around to see the activity of food. Food is the most important thing. Look, all this you are saying, I keep saying that food is the most important thing in this country. And at the same time, in the angle of federal government, there is also need for them to ensure that the farmers go to the farm with their 2 eyes closed. I keep saying this. For as long as farmer doesn't farm, for as long as some bandits are disturbing farmers, food will continue to go high in this country. Another thing is also roads. The roads in which you are bringing this item from are so bad. There's also need for federal government to do their part and ensure that this road
all right, Mr. Shehu, okay. Yes, we're going to unpack it. I'm happy you have brought the elements that will unlayer with you, the transportation elements, the levies and all of that. But let's stay in the market. So perhaps the one that has to do with the restaurant, I don't know which of the restaurant you're talking about, whether it's talking about upscale restaurant or regular restaurant, because there's something called pricing policy. If you go to the big man restaurant, maybe the smaller, the more expensive. It's luxury. So maybe you're talking about general restaurant now. But let's talk about... No, you answer it with the next question I'm asking.
Let me tell you something.
Yes.
Those things play a vital role. Those things I mentioned are very, very vital. You don't buy rice at the rate of, say, 60,000, 70,000 naira, and when you are selling the rice, you sell it at almost 210,000 naira. It's very, very bad. You can't just go to restaurant, no matter how the restaurant is, when the rice price is down, it's either you add your portion to be more and reduce the price, or you leave it the price like that and add the portions. Nothing is happening within those restaurants.
Okay, Mr. Shehu, yes.
Go to restaurant and eat their food.
Yeah,
it has nothing to do with either big man. Food is all food. I know some people would decide to go and eat food, maybe that's what, maybe in their own home, it will be
all right, Mr. Shehu, so that my colleagues...
200,000, that's the people. But at least for average Nigerians, nobody is seems to reduce the price when price are reduced. You understand me?
Yeah, my apology if you can hear me. Marketing will debate. Now you have moved from that to core marketing and strategy. But let me just stay with what I can handle with this particular one, and that has to do with the specifics, a specific amount of commodities. So maybe you walk through them for us. Say where was rice, where it is now, where was a bag of rice, where is it now? A basket of tomato, just the layer, just so that we put it on record and see the effort of government in terms of policy and all of that, the gains and all of that.
So a bag of rice then now it's 2,000 naira. That's a bag of rice.
62 or 52.
Can you hear me?
Short grain or long grain, please?
You said?
Short grain.
Long grain.
Okay, how much is short grain, a bag of rice?
50,000 naira.
And there's also discrimination in that, choice as well. There's imported, there's Nigerian. So how much is imported bag of rice and Nigeria bag of rice?
I think for now, even Nigeria is more even expensive than the foreign rice for now.
Okay, so how much is the Nigeria rice as against the foreign rice?
Nigeria rice is 2,000 naira, while the foreign rice is about 50,000 naira. Okay. And that's a deceit because they are trying to say, okay, look, when we bring the foreign food, it will be more cheaper. It's just a fraud. The federal government should insist on the Nigerian farmers to bring their rice so that we can consume good food.
Yeah, I did say that I should walk us through. I didn't even know there's long and short grain. That's why we have a woman on this side. I just eat rice. So let's talk about bag of tomato, onion. Just walk us through the basics of the staples we use the ingredients we use for our food.
Yeah. The prices, these are perishable items that actually are fluctuating, But I think for now, the price of yam is also down. Corn is also 50,000 naira. The basket of tomato in the market now, we have crates, we have raffia basket, we have crates. So if you go to my 12 market now, the raffia basket, which is bigger, and that one is from Benin Republic, is about 35,000 naira now. Compared to then when it's 70,000 naira. The crate now is about 23,000 naira now, as against almost 40,000 naira then. The tatashe in the market is about 22,000 naira per bag, while Rodo is 26,000. So it depends on what comes to the market. It's a demand. So we can't hold our market. Once it comes abundantly and you have people in the market, it will be expensive. But once you have it abundantly in the market and there are no customers, it will also reduce. That's it. So on our own market, I keep saying it, people who are selling perishable items are doing the most gamble business because first you face bad growth. Secondly, when you come to the market and you see a small demand, you have to sell it at a cheaper rate, or else it will be perishing.
All right. Let's get the price of a bag of onions, the price of a bag of beans, what it is now and what it was prior to this time, maybe towards the end of July, beginning of August.
Yeah, prior to that time, beans used to be almost 300 plus. 300 plus bag. But the beans price has crashed drastically. And I can tell you for free, beans is about now 70,000 naira per bag. Do you know what costs it? I keep saying it. Most of this thing is not federal government. How on earth will somebody sell his own house to buy beans at a cheaper rate, say maybe beginning of the season, say maybe 50,000 naira, and you keep that beans in anticipation that food will be expensive, you sell it at the rate of 2,000, 300,000 naira? How? So by the time the federal government threatened that they will start breaking stores, that is when all these big men start bringing their food out, and that's the relative of bringing this food to a lesser price. I know of a woman who bought beans of 1 billion naira in anticipation that she will keep the beans, and when everything goes up, it will be expensive. She will make more money. As I'm talking to you now, she's losing over 300 million naira, and so many other people. So why on earth will you punish your people? How? How can you do that? How, because you want to make money, punish somebody else? These are the problem we have. So at this junction, there is need for federal government to also put to make sure that they bring a policy that will make sure people doesn't have hot food. People who hot food. That's what is happening. Now, if you go to the beans we have in Nigeria now, the one that is available, I can tell you can feed this country for good 3 years. I'm not even talking about this year harvest, this coming year harvest. No. The beans we have in this country for now, in various stores, with maize, corn, we feed this country for good 3 years. And now it's coming down. So I want federal government to ensure that the security issue has been solved so that farmers will go to the farm, they will crash the food more.
Well, it would appear as though some people deal in the stock exchange while some they do beans exchange. Because
yes,
yes, it's a very interesting scenario you painted, and perhaps there are a lot more other people involved in this. There's more actually that a lot of people want to find out from you. The price of we call it onions.
Onions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else?
Cooking oil. Vegetable palm oil.
You know what, Bukola? It's over to you.
The price of onions is very cheap now. Onions is now about 50,000 naira per bag. Onions as well too. I know of some farmers that also kept these onions. This year, you see, the onions will be coming down more because last year onions was sold for 300,000 naira, 250,000 naira, just because some people hold it. But now the price of onions is crashing. It's crashing every day. Every day the price of onions is crashing. And it will continue to crash because the farmers have gone to the farm now. Many people who thought onions would be very expensive at 300,000, 200,000 naira, they've gone to farm the onions. They've gone to have the onions in their farm. Now onions available, the price is crashed down now. And they have no choice than to bring this onion to the market or else it will perish. So I'm very optimistic that if federal government continue with this stuff, food items will be very cheap. Because onions of 50,000 naira is about, now we're talking about 100 kg. So maybe in the next 2-3 months, I can tell you for free, these onions, if care is not taken, it will become 30 or 20,000 naira. So I just want federal government to do their part and ensure that security for farmers is very secured.
We've seen some embargo on exportation, shea butter seeds, and all of that. Do you support that as well? Stop exportation of food items? Because a lot of people who would say, I want to export so I can earn foreign exchange, also improve the economy and all of that. So is that something you're supporting as well? Because some have said other sellers would rather choose to sell abroad than to sell to the local market in that sense. Is that something that you see also affecting the price?
No, me, I'm not in support of exporting Nigerian food. See, Nigeria is blessed. Let me tell you something. We are privileged to go out of this country. If I'm not mistaken, Nigerian has the most cheapest food in the entire world. The cheapest food in the entire world. The food you eat at the rate of 1,000 naira from Iyakemi, if you go abroad, you eat that food at the rate of almost 20,000 naira. So what do you prefer? Nigeria is a better country, I'm telling you. We make it difficult for ourselves. I tell you, people selling their houses in anticipation that they will buy beans, sell the beans, and double that money. Now they're in limbo. People are collecting money from bank, loan, to go and buy beans in anticipation to make it more harsher for Nigeria, and they keep calling government. That's the problem we have. Everybody wants to be rich in this country at all costs. They want to be rich in this country at all costs, which is very bad. So for me, let federal government ban the exportation of food. Let us satisfy. We need to satisfy now. Like as people said, I think you have your homework at home that you are supposed to do. You are doing somebody else's food, someone else. They don't care. If you go to a restaurant, they have cheap food, they have cheap everything. It is us here in Nigeria that are finding it very difficult. So if we cannot make money, at least let's eat. If Nigerians will not make money, can anybody be rich? No. Of course, can federal government continue to make everybody rich in this country? No. But at least let food that people will eat be convenient for us.
Your point is taken.
It's getting better now. But people are making it more difficult. Now, I mentioned onions. I mentioned onions. I mentioned beans. That people are buying those things to keep to get rich. Now it's crashing. they will also look for something else. So let things be crashing. As much as this is not crashing, people will be forced to bring it out of the market and sell. So federal government also need to put eyes on those areas.
A very quick one there. It seems from your explanation that those dealing in food stock exchange, are making, we're making food staples more expensive than even the concern about taxes or illegal taxes that trail the transportation of these food staples from the north down south.
Those issues are being addressed. I could remember vividly, I'm part of the committee that went to visit President Muhammadu Buhari then, through Hajia Hadiza Bala Usman, who took us to the president to narrate our stories, the problem we had then of levy that is being collected from our people, like from Kano. They will collect revenue in Kano, they will collect revenue in Kaduna. When you come to Niger, they collect. When you come to Kwara, they also collect revenue. When you come to Ondo, or all those states, they collect the revenue. But when we went to see the Mr. President, we said things are getting better, things are getting worse because of the trading we have. We are spending more money in the roadside, and he now make order that everything we are buying from the north will pay revenue at the loading point and offloading point. That has been going on for a very quite long time. But now it has changed. Honestly, I must say it has changed because all the state government collect revenue at the roadside. And the worst part is, if you don't have that money, they molest you, they collect your, whatever you have in your box, they drop it down for you to ensure that you pay that money, which is very, very bad. So that angle too, I want federal government to look into that. But in all, a trader who is bringing items from Kano to Lagos must have put all those money together, give driver so that they don't give you any issue, because there's absolutely nothing you can do. Any border you come, they ask you for money, just give them. But the issue is even beyond that. My main concern now is people who are high. See, you don't understand what I'm a grassroots person. When you are talking about grassroots, I am one of the grassroots people. I deal with people who are very poor. I deal with people who are in tattered conditions. I deal with people who are facing a lot of difficulties in this country. That's me, and I don't leave them. I still live in my trap market. I think within my trap axis, I deal with so many people. I know what they're going through. But the issue is, what will you do if you don't have this thing cheap? Federal government has done so well for ensuring that the food price is crashed, either via data, either physically. Everybody knows food price has been crashed. But they have to look into the people who are holding this food and into the vendors who will buy food at cheaper price and also sell it at the higher price.
All right, Mr. Jibril, I think well said. I wish you could have put some figures to how much an average truck spends between the north and, say, Lagos. How much do you think that is? Do you have any idea?
Honestly, I'm sorry, I cannot say, because it depends on who you meet in the roadside. Let me tell you something. Some of these touts in the roadside, because our drivers are not, they don't go to school, they're having this issue, they give them a sticker of bread. Somebody will stamp a sticker of bread, use barrel to stamp it and say, you must pay me money. And because they don't know, they're afraid of harassment, they're afraid of harassment, they are afraid because of robbery, they will pay. So many situations. I can tell you this for free. Even in Bega here at that time, there's what they call Sakamaji. It was Babatunde Fashola that helped us that time. When we closed the entire border that said we are not bringing items to the southwest because of what is happening. That is when Babatunde Fashola took action and ensured that those things stop. But now I think it's reduced. We spend maybe around 100,000 naira or thereabouts.
Okay, at least there's some figures, so we wanted to posit that because the federal government has also made pronouncement in that direction. But most thank you for giving us this empirical update that we can work with as far as the food prices are concerned. Mr. Sheikh Jibril, Chairman, Mile 12 Market, thank you, sir, for coming on the program.
Mile 12 International Market.
My apologies. I like that. Thank you very much.